Unveiling Maitreya, Beyond the Laughing Monk. Imagine a figure radiating boundless joy, a serene smile that seems to hold the secrets of the universe, yet cloaked in myths that obscure his true essence. This is Maitreya, the future Buddha, often misunderstood, often Mason. Have you ever gazed upon a statue of a rotund, laughing monk and thought, that's Maitreya? Or perhaps you've heard whispers of a coming savior, a figure destined to bring enlightenment to a world lost in shadow. These are not mere stories. They are threads in a tapestry of profound wisdom, waiting to be unraveled. What if the Maitreya you think you know is but a shadow of his true significance? Let us embark on a journey to peel back the layers of misunderstanding, to ignite a spark of curiosity that will draw you deeper into the heart of Buddhist teachings. By the end of this exploration, you'll not only see Maitreya in a new light, but feel an irresistible pull to share this wisdom and walk the path of compassion yourself. Stay with me, for this is no ordinary tale. It's a call to awaken. The image of Maitreya often evokes a jovial, pot-bellied figure, sack slung over his shoulder, laughing with carefree abandon. This is the image many associate with him. Yet, it is not Maitreya, but Buddhai, the laughing monk, a historical figure often mistaken for the future Buddha. This confusion is no mere accident. It is a doorway to understanding the deeper truths of Buddhist thought. Buddhai, or Hotei in Japanese tradition, was a wandering monk of the Tang dynasty, celebrated for his boundless generosity and infectious joy. His image, often placed in homes and shops to attract prosperity, has become so entwined with Maitreya that the two are nearly indistinguishable in popular culture. But why does this matter? Because mistaking Buddhai for Maitreya risks reducing a cosmic vision of hope and enlightenment to a symbol of material abundance. Maitreya is not here to grant wealth alone. He is the embodiment of a future where compassion reigns supreme. As we linger on this thought, consider, what other assumptions about the sacred might we hold that obscure the truth? Let us dive deeper. For the story of Maitreya is not just about correcting names, it's about correcting our vision of the world. To understand Maitreya, we must first travel to the ancient texts, where his name first appears as a beacon of hope. In the Pali Canon, Maitreya, derived from the Sanskrit word Maitri, meaning loving kindness, is foretold as the Buddha of the future, the one who will appear when the teachings of Gautama Buddha have faded from human memory. Unlike Gautama, who awakened in a world of suffering, Maitreya is destined to arise in an era of harmony, where his teachings will renew the Dharma for a new age. This prophecy, found in texts like the Kakavati Sihanada Sutta, paints Maitreya not as a distant deity, but as a living promise of humanity's potential. Yet this vision is often clouded by another misconception, that Maitreya's arrival is a passive event, something to wait for like a cosmic lottery. Nothing could be further from the truth. The path to Maitreya's world begins within us, in the choices we make today. As we ponder this, let the question linger. Are we merely waiting for salvation, or are we actively cultivating the seeds of a compassionate future? Hold this thought, for it will guide us as we journey further. But how did Buddhai, a humble monk, become entangled with Maitreya's divine image? The answer lies in the human heart's longing for joy and connection. Buddhai, with his sack of treasures and his laughter that echoed through villages, embodied the spirit of giving without attachment, a quality that resonates with Maitreya's loving kindness. In Chinese Buddhist traditions, Buddhai was seen as an incarnation of Maitreya, a bridge between the earthly and the divine. This blending of identities reflects a deeper truth. The sacred is not confined to distant prophecies, but lives in the everyday acts of kindness we share. Yet this fusion has led to a subtle distortion. Maitreya is not merely a symbol of mirth or material gain. He is a call to transcend the self, to embody compassion in a world that often forgets it. As we unravel this thread, let us pause to reflect. How often do we mistake the surface of a teaching for its depth? Stay with me, for the story grows richer, and the path to understanding Maitreya is one we walk together. Now, let us turn to another misconception. The belief that Maitreya's coming is tied to a specific time or place, a moment we can pinpoint on a calendar. This idea, while comforting, misses the essence of his prophecy. In Buddhist cosmology, time is not linear but cyclical, a vast wheel turning through eons. Maitreya's arrival is not bound by our clocks, but by the readiness of humanity to receive his teachings. The Anagatavamsa, a later text, describes a world where Maitreya appears when people live in harmony, their hearts open to the Dharma. This is not a passive waiting, but an active preparation. Every act of kindness, every moment of mindfulness, is a step toward that future. To believe otherwise is to surrender our agency, to place enlightenment outside ourselves. As we linger here, consider, what small act of compassion could you offer today to bring Maitreya's world closer? The answer lies not in grand gestures, but in the quiet moments of connection we create. As we weave these threads together, a new picture of Maitreya emerges, not a distant savior, nor a jovial monk, but a symbol of our own potential to transform the world through loving kindness. This is the heart of his teaching, that the future is not something we wait for, but something we build. The misunderstanding of Maitreya as Buddhai, or as a passive promise, invites us to look deeper, to question our assumptions and awaken to the truth within. This journey is far from over, for Maitreya's story is vast, spanning cultures, texts, and the human heart itself. If this exploration has stirred something within you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, share this video with others, and consider supporting this work through Super Thanks. Your support allows us to continue unraveling these sacred truths, bringing light to the path of wisdom. But we cannot stop here. The story of Maitreya is not just about correcting misconceptions. It is about igniting a desire to live differently. Imagine a world where every action is rooted in compassion, where the boundaries between self and other dissolve. This is the world Maitreya represents, and it begins with us. In the next of this journey, we will explore how Maitreya's teachings challenge us to rethink our daily lives, from the way we speak to the way we dream. What practices can we adopt to align with his vision? How can we embody the loving kindness that defines his name? These questions beckon us forward, urging us not to turn away, but to dive deeper. Stay with me, for the path to Maitreya's truth is one of transformation, and it is a path we walk together. Subscribe, share, and join me in the next chapter of this unfolding story. The light of Maitreya awaits, and it is closer than you think. Maitreya's call, planting the seeds of loving kindness. Picture a world where every heart beats with kindness, where the air hums with the quiet harmony of understanding. This is the world Maitreya, the future Buddha, promises not as a distant dream, but as a reality we can shape with every breath we take. Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to live in such a world, or better yet, to be the one who helps create it? The journey we began in unveiling Maitreya's true essence now deepens, pulling us into the heart of his teachings. Far from being a mere prophecy or a misidentified laughing monk, Maitreya is a mirror reflecting our own potential to transform suffering into joy. As we step further into this exploration, you'll find yourself drawn not just to understand Maitreya, but to embody his vision in your daily life. Stay with me, for this path is alive with possibility, and every step reveals a truth that will not let you turn away. In our first journey, we unraveled the misconception that Maitreya is Buddhai, the jovial monk often mistaken for the future Buddha. We saw how this confusion obscures Maitreya's deeper significance as a symbol of loving kindness and hope for a renewed world. Now, let us turn to another layer of misunderstanding. the belief that Maitreya's teachings are reserved for a far-off future, irrelevant to our present struggles. This idea, so common among those who hear his name, casts Maitreya as a distant savior, someone to wait for rather than a guide for today. But the texts, like the Maitreya, tell a different story. Maitreya's essence is not locked in some unreachable tomorrow. It lives in the practice of metta-loving kindness that we can cultivate right now. As we linger on this thought, ask yourself, what if the future Maitreya envisions is already unfolding in the choices you make today? This question is a thread that binds us to the next step of our journey, pulling us deeper into the heart of his wisdom. To grasp Maitreya's relevance, we must look to the practice of metta, the cornerstone of his identity. In Buddhist teachings, metta is not a passive feeling, but an active force, a deliberate choice to wish well for all beings, even those who cause us pain. The Metta Sutta teaches us to radiate this kindness to all as to one, without distinction or limit. Maitreya, whose very name means loving kindness, embodies this principle in its fullest expression. Yet many misunderstand metta as mere sentimentality, a soft emotion that fades in the face of life's hardships. This could not be further from the truth. Metta is a fire that burns through anger, a shield that protects against despair. It is the courage to smile at a stranger, to forgive a wrong, to see the humanity in those who seem most distant. As we reflect on this, consider, when was the last time you extended kindness to someone who didn't expect it? That moment, however small, is a spark of Maitreya's world. Hold this thought, for it carries us forward, urging us to see the sacred in the everyday. But how do we cultivate metta in a world that often feels fractured, where division and suffering seem to reign? This is where Maitreya's teachings become a living practice, not a distant ideal. The Anagatavamsa describes the world of Maitreya as one where people live in harmony, their hearts aligned with the Dharma. Yet, this harmony is not a gift bestowed from above. It is a garden we tend with our actions. One powerful practice is the metta meditation, where we silently offer wishes of peace and happiness to ourselves, to loved ones, to strangers, and even to those we find difficult. This practice is not about ignoring pain, but about transforming it, about seeing every being as worthy of compassion. Imagine sitting in stillness, your heart opening like a lotus, sending waves of kindness to the world. This is not a fantasy. It is a step toward Maitreya's vision. As we pause here, let the idea sink in. Every thought of kindness you cultivate is a brick in the foundation of that future world. Can you feel the pull to try this practice yourself? The path is calling, and it leads us deeper still. Another misconception about Maitreya is that his teachings are only for the spiritually advanced, those who have mastered meditation or renounced the world. This belief creates a barrier, making his wisdom feel out of reach for ordinary people like us. But Maitreya's message is universal, rooted in the simplicity of human connection. In the Kakavati Sihanada Sutta, the world that welcomes Maitreya is one where people live ethically, sharing resources and caring for one another. This is not a call for monks alone, but for all of us to speak truthfully, to act generously, to listen with an open heart. Consider the shopkeeper who offers a kind word to a weary customer, or the parent who teaches their child to share. These are not grand acts, yet they are the threads of Maitreya's tapestry. As we weave this idea into our journey, ask yourself, what small act of kindness could you offer today to align with this vision? The answer is closer than you think, and it beckons us to keep moving forward. As we deepen our exploration, Maitreya emerges not as a figure to worship, but as a call to action. His teachings challenge us to live with intention, to see every moment as an opportunity to plant the seeds of compassion. This is the heart of Buddhist practice, not waiting for a savior, but becoming the change we wish to see. If this journey resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, share this video with others, and consider supporting this work through Super Thanks. Your support helps us continue to uncover these profound truths, illuminating the path for all who seek wisdom. But the journey does not end here. In the next chapter, we will explore how Maitreya's vision challenges us to rethink our relationship with suffering, time, and even the self. What practices can we adopt to live as if Maitreya's world is already here? How can we embody his loving kindness in a world that tests our patience? These questions draw us forward, refusing to let us turn away. Stay with me for the path. To Maitreya's truth is one of transformation. It is not enough to know his story, we must live it. Every act of kindness, every moment of mindfulness, brings us closer to the world he represents. Subscribe, share, and join me in the next of this journey, where we will uncover the practices that make Maitreya's vision a reality in our lives. The light of loving kindness is within you, waiting to shine. Will you answer its call? Living Maitreya's vision. Compassion in every moment. What if the world of Maitreya, the future Buddha, is not a distant utopia, but a reality you can touch with every choice you make? Imagine a life where every word you speak, every thought you nurture, ripples outward, shaping a future of boundless compassion. This is the promise of Maitreya, not a prophecy to wait for, but a path to walk today. In our journey so far, we've unraveled the misconceptions that veil Maitreya's true essence, from his mistaken identity as Buddha to the notion that his teachings are reserved for a far-off future. Now, we stand at a crossroads where understanding transforms into action, where the heart of Maitreya's wisdom calls us to live differently. This is no mere story. It's a spark that can ignite your daily life, urging you to embody loving kindness in ways that feel both profound and possible. Stay with me, for the deeper we go, the more this path will hold you, unwilling to let you turn away. As we've seen, Maitreya's name, rooted in Maitri or loving kindness, is a beacon guiding us toward a world where compassion reigns. But another misunderstanding often clouds this vision. The belief that living with metta requires us to suppress our struggles or deny the pain of the world. Many imagine that to embody Maitreya's teachings, we must become serene saints untouched by anger or sorrow. This is a subtle trap, for metta is not about erasing suffering, but about meeting it with an open heart. The Karaniya Metta Sutta teaches us to cultivate loving kindness, even as a mother protects her child, with a tenderness that embraces both joy and pain. This is where Maitreya's wisdom becomes a living practice. When you encounter frustration, a harsh word, a moment of failure, can you pause and offer kindness to yourself? When you witness suffering in others, can you hold space for their pain without turning away? These questions are threads that weave us deeper into the tapestry of Maitreya's world, pulling us toward a truth that feels alive and urgent. Let us explore how to bring this practice into the rhythm of our lives. One powerful way is through the daily cultivation of metta meditation, a practice that transforms the heart one breath at a time. Picture yourself sitting quietly, your mind settling like a still pond. You begin by offering kindness to yourself. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I be free from suffering. Then, like ripples spreading outward, you extend this wish to those you love, to acquaintances, to strangers, and even to those who stir anger in you. This practice, rooted in the teachings of the Buddha and carried forward in Maitreya's vision, is not a mere ritual, it's a revolution of the heart. It rewires how we see others, dissolving the walls that separate us from them. As we linger on this, consider, what would change in your life if you began each day with this practice? The answer is not abstract, it's in the way you speak to a colleague, the patience you show in a moment of tension. This is Maitreya's call, and it draws us forward, deeper into the practice of living compassion. But metta is not confined to meditation. it spills into every corner of our lives. Another misconception about Maitreya is that his teachings are only for quiet moments of reflection, detached from the messines of the world. Yet the texts, like the Maitreya describe a world where ethical living and generosity create the conditions for Maitreya's arrival. This is a call to action in the here and now. Imagine the impact of small, intentional acts, sharing a meal with someone in need, listening deeply to a friend's struggles, or choosing words that heal rather than harm. These are not grand gestures, but they are the bricks that build Maitreya's world. In the Kakavati Sehanada Sutta, the ideal society is one where people live with mindfulness and care for one another. This is not a dream for monks or mystics. It's a challenge for all of us. As we pause here, reflect. What is one act of kindness you could offer today, however small, to align with this vision? The path is unfolding, and it refuses to let you look away. This brings us to a deeper truth. Maitreya's teachings ask us to rethink our relationship with suffering itself. Many believe that enlightenment, or the world Maitreya represents, is a state free from pain. But Buddhist wisdom teaches that suffering is not an enemy to vanquish, it's a teacher to embrace. Maitreya's future is not a world without challenges, but one where we meet them with wisdom and compassion. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of the world, whether it's personal loss or global turmoil, can you see it as an opportunity to practice metta? This is where Maitreya's light shines brightest, in the courage to face suffering with an open heart, to transform it through understanding. As we weave this idea into our journey, let it linger. Every moment of pain is a chance to grow closer to Maitreya's vision. Can you feel the pull to live this way? To make compassion your response to the world's cries? As we draw these threads together, Maitreya emerges not as a distant figure, but as a living invitation to embody loving kindness in every moment. His teachings are not locked in ancient texts or future prophecies. They are alive in the choices we make, the words we speak, the kindness we share. This journey is far from over, for Maitreya's wisdom is vast, a river that flows through every aspect of our lives. If this exploration has touched your heart, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, share this video with others, and consider supporting this work through Super Thanks. Your support allows us to continue diving into these sacred truths, illuminating the path for all who seek wisdom. In the next chapter, we will explore how Maitreya's vision challenges us to rethink our sense of self, time, and purpose. How can we live as if his world is already here? What does it mean to walk the path of the future Buddha today? These questions beckon us forward, urging us to stay engaged, to keep walking this path together. The light of Maitreya is not a distant star, it's a flame within you, waiting to be kindled. Every act of kindness, every moment of mindfulness, brings his world closer. Subscribe, share, and join me in the next of this journey, where we will uncover the final steps to living Maitreya's truth. The path is alive, and it calls you to act, to share, to become the compassion you seek. Will you answer? Becoming Maitreya. The future is now. What if you held the power to bring Maitreya's world into being, not in some distant future, but in the very moment you read these words? Imagine a life where every step you take, every thought you nurture, weaves a thread in the tapestry of a compassionate world. This is the essence of Maitreya, the future Buddha, not a savior to await, but a vision to embody. Our journey has carried us through the mists of misunderstanding, from the confusion of Maitreya with Buddhai to the notion that his teachings are reserved for a far-off era or a select few. Now, we stand at the culmination of this exploration, where Maitreya's wisdom becomes a mirror reflecting our deepest potential. This is not just a story, it's a call to awaken, to live as if the future is now. Stay with me, for this final chapter will not let you turn away. It will ignite a desire to carry Maitreya's light into every corner of your life. As we've seen, Maitreya's name, rooted in Maitreya or loving kindness, is a beacon that guides us toward a world of harmony. But one final misconception lingers. The belief that Maitreya's vision is separate from us, a grand destiny we can only hope to witness. This idea distances us from the truth that Maitreya's world begins within. The Maitreya and other texts describe a future where humanity lives in alignment with the Dharma, but this future is not a gift bestowed, it's a reality we co-create. Every act of compassion, every moment of mindfulness is a seed planted in the soil of tomorrow. This is where Maitreya's teachings challenge us most profoundly, to see ourselves not as passive observers, but as active architects of his world. As we linger on this thought, ask yourself, what if you are not waiting for Maitreya, but becoming Maitreya? This question is a thread that pulls us deeper, urging us to explore what it means to live as the future Buddha today. To embody Maitreya's vision, we must rethink our sense of self. In Buddhist thought, the self is not a fixed entity, but a flow of moments, interconnected with all beings. Many misunderstand Maitreya as a singular figure, a cosmic hero who will save us. Yet, his true power lies in showing us that the hero is within us all. The practice of metta-loving kindness dissolves the illusion of separation, revealing that our happiness is bound to the happiness of others. When you offer a kind word, when you pause to listen deeply, you are not just acting, you are dismantling the walls that divide us. This is Maitreya's radical invitation, to see every being as part of yourself, to act with the compassion you would offer your own heart. As we weave this idea into our journey, consider, how would your day change if you saw every person as a reflection of your own potential for awakening? The answer is not distant. It's in the next interaction you have, the next choice you make. But living as Maitreya is not without its challenges. The world tests us with conflict, distraction, and suffering, tempting us to retreat into indifference. Here, another misunderstanding arises. The belief that compassion is weakness, that it cannot withstand the weight of reality. Yet the Karaniya Metta Sutta teaches us that loving kindness is a strength, a force that endures even in the face of pain. When you feel anger rising, can you pause and breathe, offering metta to yourself and the source of your frustration? When you see injustice, can you respond with actions rooted in wisdom rather than hatred? These are not easy tasks, but they are the path of Maitreya. The Kakavati Sihanada Sutta describes a world where ethical living and generosity pave the way for harmony. This is not a passive dream, but a challenge to act. As we pause here, reflect. What is one challenge in your life where you could choose compassion over reaction? This question draws us forward, refusing to let us turn away from the work of transformation. This journey with Maitreya reveals a profound truth. His world is not a place, but a way of being. It is in the smile you share with a stranger, the patience you offer in a moment of tension, the courage to forgive when it feels impossible. These acts are not small, they are the building blocks of a future where loving kindness reigns. 2. Live this way is to become Maitreya, to carry his light into the world. If this exploration has stirred something within you, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, share this video with others, and consider supporting this work through Super. Thanks. Your support allows us to continue uncovering these sacred truths, lighting the path for all who seek wisdom. But more than that, I invite you to act, to take one step today toward embodying metta. Perhaps it's a moment of meditation, a kind gesture, or simply pausing to breathe before responding. Each step is a victory, a spark of Maitreya's world. As we close this chapter, the journey does not end, it begins anew. Maitreya's teachings are not a destination, but a living practice, a call to weave compassion into every moment. The misconceptions we've unraveled mistaking Maitreya for Buddhai, waiting for a distant future, or seeing his path as reserved for the few, have shown us that his wisdom is here, now, within us. What will you do with this truth? Will you let it fade, or will you carry it forward, sharing it with others, living it in your actions? The Anagatavamsa speaks of a world ready for Maitreya, because its people are ready to love, to give, to awaken. That world starts with you. Subscribe, share, and join me in continuing to explore the depths of Buddhist wisdom. Support this work through super thanks, and let's keep this light burning bright. The path of Maitreya is yours to walk. Every act of kindness, every moment of awareness brings his world closer. Take that step today, offer a smile, extend a hand, cultivate metta in your heart. You are not just following Maitreya, you are becoming him. The future is now, and it shines through you. Will you answer its call?